Hey folks, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about mentality versus methods. And the reason I want to talk about this is that, even though I've said it a lot over the years, it was recently quoted by somebody else who happened to be a fairly respected horseman. And I thought that was kind of odd that he was quoting me. So I started thinking about it, what makes that so worthy of, being repeated? And because I never really grasped the magnitude of my own words, it was kind of funny. I started thinking about it, and it's like, you know what? If you look back, all of the good horsemen over the years, both past and present, all had one thing in common. Now, typical of humans, our personalities kind of dictate how we do things. And, everybody does things just a tiny bit different. We all have our own little methods and techniques and, subtleties. And, sometimes catching on to those from someone else is a good idea because sometimes they're beneficial. Sometimes their way works a little bit better than yours and whatnot. But the one thing that I noticed when I started looking at all these different guys, and I looked at quite a few of them, and the one thing that they all had in common is they all have a similar mentality. And, their methods and techniques might vary just slightly from one to another, but their mentality doesn't. The mentality is the same with all of them. They all have the best interest of the horse in mind. They all approach both the learning and the teaching side of things the same way. And they end up, really, the way they do things isn't a lot different. I mean, there's subtleties there, but for the most part, they're all doing things, based on the same principles and the same basis. And that goes with, there's a couple of other sayings actually I've come across too that on the same lines. Another one is, one guy says, there are few principles but many methods. And, he said that, I don't know, probably 100 years ago. There's an old Chinese proverb that also says something along the same lines too, is, further ahead are the many men that are climbing the mountain than the man that runs around the bottom telling them they're all doing it wrong. That's a mentality. They're all trying to get to the top of the mountain. They don't worry about exactly how they're doing it. They got a goal in mind, and it's a mentality that says, hey, we're going to go do it, and that's what they do. So, meanwhile, there's somebody running around the bottom telling them they're all doing it wrong. Well, he's got the wrong mentality. And he's all hung up on the the methods and techniques, and he doesn't accomplish anything. So that's what I want to talk about is mentalities versus methods, because you will find that there are many different ways of doing things, and there's a lot of right ways. As long as they have the same basic mentality behind what they're doing and how they do it and why they do it, the exact methods and techniques really aren't as important. So that's something to consider. Look around and watch how people do things. If the mentality that they use to accomplish the goal is there, chances are they're doing it okay. I got a really big nose in front of me here. Back off from the fence here a little bit. But, it's a case of, they're interested in the welfare of the horse. They're interested in learning and getting better. They're interested in doing a good job. They're interested in being a good teacher. It's all a mentality. It's, the individual methods and techniques, one guy uses a flag, one guy uses a training stick. Sometimes guys will use, 2 or 3 different items. Some guys do with or without a round pen. Some guys have an arena. Some people don't have those things. So don't think that, your tools and your techniques and your methods are near as important as your mentality. If you got the right mentality, you're going to do okay. And if you follow people that have a good mentality, you're going to get far. Okay? Have a good day, folks.